Yep, we live. We own it. We got Odillia in the house.
What's good?
What's good? What's good? What's good?
How are you?
We good. We struggling, but we good.
Struggling the whole world right now.
Oh yeah, that's that's the 2020 highlight.
Yeah.
We're gonna tell everybody real quick right now. There's gonna be a podcast that's gonna be in English, because usually we have it in papiamento, and you know everybody is used to jam, but everybody understands English here, so it ain't gonna be a problem. I don't want to see y'all talking shit in the comments, so we warned y'all already. It's gonna be international podcast today with our special guest.
Thank you.
Odillia.
Thank you so much.
What's going on, darling? How you doing?
It's good. It's good. You know, I'm loving the islands. I'm loving the islands.
You seem to love the island indeed, though, because you came here. I did a little research on you, like at least a few minutes before coming here, because I have to kind of do that, you know. I gotta, you know. But so you was here a few months ago.
Yes.
And you were recording a video. Tell us a little bit about how actually you got the connection to Aruba. How did you?
Right. Well, we was looking, you know, why not Aruba? Why not choose Aruba for a music video? Because it's so beautiful. But yeah, we was looking for places to shoot in the, you know, it's in the middle of a world pandemic, and not a lot of people let American people inside of the country, and Arubans were like very welcoming. So that's how we ended up choosing Aruba for the music video. And of course, you know, the beautiful beaches, the sea, the ocean, it's beautiful. And so, you know, when we shot the video last time, we were here, I think, for like 10 days, but like I was shooting, you know, and then doing interviews back to back, so I didn't really get to see the island that much. So, you know, we just wanted to come back and show love again, you know, because last time you guys showed us so much love.
Oh yeah, that's what we all about, all love.
Yeah, you guys are so welcome.
Sometimes we don't show love to each other, but you know,
that
should be better. But we a lovely island. I mean, the vibe is always good here. I love this place.
Yeah, the happy island, right?
Yeah, I love it. I gotta be honest though. I love this place, but I'm trying to get out.
Trying to get out? I'm trying to get in. What's going on?
Because I'm kind of like not in that way. It's more like experience-wise. I'm trying to get out there to learn more, to see more things, and I already have. So, but kind of sometimes feel a little bit stagnated here because we're surrounded by ocean. But that doesn't mean that you can't be productive. You know, we do a lot of things here, and it's beautiful to see that we're getting a lot more international attention. There's more people coming in and seeing like, yo, there's definitely potential on the island.
Definitely,
but, So hold up. How long you been in the industry for? How did it start for you?
I mean, I've started off as a dancer pretty much at first when I was like 4 or 5, when I could walk. Pretty much I started dancing. And,
oh, damn.
And yeah, I've had a whole dancing career pretty much. And then when I went to high school, when I was 13, I went through some stuff, and I couldn't really tell people around me about that. And then I just started writing lyrics or like stories. And then I started listening to Lil Kim a lot, Lil Kim and Biggie Smalls.
Okay.
And I just started rapping her lyrics, and I just found that I didn't have like a Dutch accent, because I'm a Dutch artist originally, but I didn't have a Dutch accent, so I was like, you know what, let me just focus instantly on the English language music instead of Dutch language music. So that's why I've been, you know, since I've been 13, I've just been really into the English music and stuff. Started off as a rapper pretty much the first 5 years of it, and then now, yeah, it's been about 10 years now, and I started singing, you know, a little later and stuff, but yeah.
You don't have that Dutch accent. How do you think that happened?
I don't know. I mean, I just
It's a gift.
It's a gift.
It's a blessing.
It's definitely a blessing. Yeah, I don't really know. It's I grew up watching a lot of English movies and stuff, so I think maybe that, and English music. I guess maybe because of that, you know, I started off as a dancer pretty early, and my coach, he listened to a lot of hip hop also. Just I grew up with English music, you know. I think maybe that's why, but you know, it doesn't really explain why I don't have an accent. It's just there. Also because I started off with rapping Lil Kim. You know, I was trying to mimic her. Like in my first rap songs, you know, like when I was 14, 15, it was like you was listening to Kim when you heard my songs, you know. So like, interesting. Maybe because I was mimicking her sound, that is like kind of made it my own eventually, you know, and I didn't really have that accent.
You know, a lot of people won't believe, but that's actually how rap music works.
Right, yeah.
That's well, from my experience, I can tell you, when I started writing, because I used to rap, and the people that know me here kind of know that story.
Right.
But long story. But when I started, I was like 12 years old, and one of the first things I did was, which coincidentally, we're going to talk about your Snoop Dogg joint. Coincidentally, the first album I ever bought was a Snoop Dogg album.
No way.
I was 12 years old.
What, Gin and Juice?
Yeah, no, it was Doggy Style.
Oh wow.
Because I saw the cartoons and I'm like, I got to have this.
Wow, yeah.
I gotta have it, and it happened.
Legendary.
And what I remember doing was I grabbed an Eminem song, Tupac song, and I used to just write the verses over and just kind of like analyze it and see how he rhymed it or how he put it together.
You're pretty much studying the rap.
Yes,
that is
and then you kind of start molding your own. You first start sounding sort of how your inspiration, what your inspirations are, or your idols. So at one moment I started sounding almost like Tupac, and then I started sounding like Big L, and then I started finding myself. Right. But it's,
I see that.
That's how rap goes. A lot of people probably don't understand, but it's when how you hone your craft, when you're really in love with your craft and trying to just keep polishing your skills, because it's not only talent, you got to put that energy into it.
Definitely.
So how did it come about with this second single? Is this your second single?
This is my second single. Yeah.
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg.
How
you want to know about the first single too, or just
shit? We got time.
Well, I got signed last year.
It was last year that you started with your first major.
Yeah. So in 2019, I was done studying at my music school in the Netherlands.
Oh, okay.
And
what school was that?
Herman Brood Academy.
Oh, okay. I never heard of it. No.
Oh, okay. Anyways, so I finished that one, and then. I just had a dream, like years already, like, okay, I want to be big in the States. I never really thought of, I want to be in the Netherlands. So I've always, years before that, I was just making steps towards, okay, I want to end in the States. So when I got my diploma, I was like, okay, it's now or never. And so with my last, student loan and my last money, I bought a ticket and I tripped my book to, I booked my trip to LA, and for 4 weeks I was like struggling, like grinding. I was in front of record labels every single day. I was like stalking the people that worked there, stalked them at like Starbucks and everything to just try and find the right people. Because I went to the States with my album. I worked on like a little album EP and a music video. Yeah, so I wouldn't be, come there empty-handed. And so I was just looking for people that would believe in me. And then at one night, actually, I met my manager, Luke, Luke Vision Enterprise.
In the back, in the shadows, like he is.
And he believed in me. And then we spoke, and I texted him and I was like, hey, can I pick your brain about the music industry and buy you lunch? And he thought that was a really classy move. And so I had no idea how big he was at that moment, but I was like, I have to shoot my shot. And then I let him listen to my EP. I showed him my music video, and one of the songs was End of the World. That was my first single. And then, pretty much a week later, he signed me. Nice. So that was insane, Nice. And then we did the first release, so End of the World. We did a remix of it with Lil Keed. Lil Keed? He's signed to Young Thug's record label. And that one did really great. It ended up number 48 on the Rhythmic Top 100 chart in America.
Nice.
So that was great. And then we were thinking, because that song was doing so great, we needed like an even bigger approach to the next one, And so that's why my manager just called Snoop. They go way back, and he was like, hey, I got a new artist. Can we come by? Maybe you want to jump on a new song. Nice. And he did. And so that's pretty much how it came about. He invited us into his studio. Crazy. It was such an amazing experience.
Mind over matter. You made that happen with your mind. You just put out there.
Definitely, man. It's if there's anything, it's just visualizing what you want in life and just going for it. That's key. That's really key. So
in the Netherlands, you haven't gone back there, or do you?
No, I went back. So with my first release that did so well, I heard nothing, like no Dutch articles, no news,
that's why I was wondering, like, what?
It was like no love from my home country, and so I wasn't really eager to get back there, or like, But then, you know, I got Snoop on the record, and of course, then all the big, you know, media like RTL and all the bigger ones over there.
Then they're like, oh, it's serious now.
Yeah, yeah, now, okay, now we want to write about it, you know?
They got Snoop Dogg, goddamn.
Yes. All of a sudden
they gotta do something now.
Right, right.
They'll take us to court if we don't write nothing.
So yeah, you know, and so it's good that now they're finally catching up, and you know, they're writing articles about it. So I'm happy about that. So now, you know, I'm ending my promo tour here in the islands, and then I go start my promo tour for this song in Europe. So right after this, we go to the UK, France, Germany, everywhere. It's doing good on the radio right now in Europe.
Dope.
And
That's
then
dope.
I'll also be in the Netherlands, you know, for just a little while. And then in January, we start the full promo tour in the States. Okay. So nice. First quarter, we start there. Yeah, I just can't wait to be back, honestly.
So now you in the industry, right? And you basically started last year. And all of a sudden, we got this COVID shit. Right? How does it feel? Because look, I don't know how shit's going down out there right now with the concerts or everything. But how?
It's crazy. There's nothing. There are no concerts. So it's like for
not
me,
even.
You know, like it's very hard for me. Like I'm not a known name yet, like Rihanna or Lady Gaga or whatever. So I'm literally trying to make it in a world pandemic. I don't think it's ever been done before.
It's a challenge.
Yeah, but we're doing it, you know. And you know, ever since it started, we were like, yo, this might suck, but we're not gonna let it stop us. Right. We're gonna find different ways, you know. So now we're also working on like online things, you know. We're gonna do a virtual concert soon and start, you know, trying things out. Cause like now I'm doing all these media tours, but like, you know, we're not really touring. We're not doing like shows or, you know, anything like that. So it's hard, but I'm definitely, you know, we're definitely trying to be creative and staying engaged with our audience. Yeah.
Cause shit, who knows when this shit's gonna end?
I mean, it's scary if I think about it for too long, because I don't know how long it's going to take,
and
you know?
all of a sudden it mutates, and then Bill Gates is in the game, and then all types of conspiracy theories come out.
Yeah, yeah, that's sick, yeah. We can jump into that if you want.
Yeah, I got a lot to say about that too.
Me too, man. You know, I don't know if I can.
Management? Nope. Nope, don't do it.
Nope. I mean, yeah.
For the most part, when I was looking at the industry, from being from Aruba, so small, we out there looking at all these big things going on, and we trying to aspire to be that.
Right.
For me, it was kind of like it reached a moment that I had to stop and say, okay, what the hell am I doing? Why am I trying to be like them? When I am actually an island boy. I'm out here living an island life. Right. I don't know anything about no ghettos. I don't know anything about no big a gangster thug life, which was actually what I was gravitating towards. So what I started doing was trying to see, okay, maybe my job is to educate myself, and if it's through the medium of rap or writing or whatever, I'm going to pass this knowledge through that. So my question to you now is, how do you see yourself then in the industry now that, from what I see it from the outside, the more commercial life, or the commercial, what's the word I'm trying to find? If you don't commercialize yourself properly, you're nothing. You have to really be almost not you.
Pretty much, yeah.
Do you share that?
I get what you're saying, but then also not, because the world is changing, you know? Like, I am definitely different than other artists. I like to stay as grounded as I possibly can. Like, I'm a human being just like you know? Yeah. Like, I think that a lot of artists can get out of touch or feel out of touch when they reach a certain level of success, you know? And I'm praying I never lose myself in that, you know? Who knows what happens, but I hope I never get to a point when I get like this spoiled brat, or, you know, like...
What's grounding you right now for not to get
what's
like that?
Grounding me?
Because you're on the record with Snoop Dogg, so you have all the rights.
I know. What's keeping me grounded is just life, man. I mean, I'm not doing this for... Well, of course, I like... You know, I'm not just doing it for that. Of course, I like, you know, money, fame, and all that shit. But it's not about that. You know, like, I'm really doing this to make the world a better place. Like, I'm very involved with everything that's going on in the world, and it really gets to me. You know, like, that's also a main, you know, like, topic in my music when I write. You know, it's all about the world. It's about the people. We need to love one another instead of hate one another. And there's so much hate, man. Everywhere they fuel us with hate, in every country. The news is so divided,
divide and conquer, dear.
If there's one, there's one thing that can bring people together, it's music, you know.
Exactly.
And it showed, So, and I love Michael Jackson. He's like my hero and everything, and also how he also used with his music. He used his platform for good things, Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I'm trying to be that type of artist. You feel me?
What's on your playlist right now? Because you said you started with Lil Kim.
Lil Kim's forever on there.
You still listen?
Yeah,
to
man. Yeah, I got an old soul.
What's on your playlist like right now? What do you listen to right now?
I'm listening to a lot of Burna Boy actually at the moment.
A lot of what?
Burna Boy, you know him?
Burna Boy. Oh that's a new one.
Burna Boy. It's like African music. I love African music. Like the African beat.
Nice.
Like Nigerian music. Really. I love that.
Yeah.
And then of course the old school.
They got
stuff.
rhythm.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, I used to be a dancer, so that's still in my system a little bit. What's on my play? There's a lot on my playlist, but the most is still old school, man.
What's not on your playlist?
What's not? Ooh.
Colombian music.
I love everything. Like what's not on my? No, I don't love everything. That's like hardcore music. How do you call that? Like hardcore, like the really hard dance type of music.
Oh yeah.
I like dance, but not like the really rough dance. But that's something I would not listen to. And then like I'm not really into Lil Yachty and that type of new hip hop shit, Lil Pump and stuff. I mean, I'm sorry, I rather stick with the OGs, which I did. Shout out to Snoop.
Yeah. But every generation got their own sound, and you know I had to learn to accept that.
Yeah. You know what? Same.
Because at first I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Right.
Because I didn't understand
I hear you.
Why they're letting all of these like guys just like say whatever they want. That's one. It's just freedom of speech. That's cool. But I mean, just you can't even understand what they're saying, and
like
it almost sounds like sometimes. Like they don't put any effort into their work. It's just they get very high and get into the studio and just record something and get high again and listen to it.
And the lyrics is also just about getting high and doing that, like I'm popping pills and
it's kind of worrisome when you see shit
really,
like that.
Because they're feeding the people that our youth is listening to that.
Yeah,
so they want to
yo.
copy that and all of that shit. I mean, it's like you wanted to be just like Snoop and like this gangster type of rapper, but now all these kids want to be like these rainbow rappers that only use drugs.
I feel sorry for some of these parents.
I think it might be,
12-year-old.
Right
now they're doing the same thing that what we were spoken of starting. I'll be like, I want to be, and that's their aspiration. Codeine mixed with
right.
whatever and purple pills,
Xanax, and
But in the Netherlands, because growing up, you grew up in the Netherlands, basically.
Yes, I grew up in the Netherlands. Yeah.
So how would you consider the hip hop scene there? Because from what I saw in the Netherlands, they do have a heavy hip hop scene.
They do, but it's Dutch language hip hop. So like
just like in France, they got a heavy hip hop scene, but it's French.
France. I love French hip hop. That's so dope. But I mean, Dutch hip hop, it has its charm. Some songs, some artists.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never really fell into that category because I did English music, So my part, like I started off as like a boom bap rapper. I love the old school stuff, and so for me there was not a platform at all at first,
Yeah.
So, but after a while, now the scene is way bigger. When I just started, there wasn't much of a hip hop scene, But it's after it's been 10 years now. So in the last 10 years, it's been growing like crazy. You have a lot of big guys like Frenna, Broeder Liefde. I don't know if you know them. They're also, Jonah Fraser, stuff like that. But that's also, they also have like other genres that they use in their music. It's not just hip hop,
Yeah.
Then other artists like a lot of street rap is really big now. I don't know if you know Lijpen, Boef.
Boef, yeah.
Yeah, I think I like that type of music though. I think they're kind of cool. If I have to think of some OGs that I like, Fresco,
Yeah,
I love him.
Yeah.
Like if there's one Dutch rapper that I really love, like lyrically, that's him definitely.
Stands out.
You know,
stood out. Stood out.
Yeah.
But like right now, it brings me back to that whole commercial thing. If you don't know how to, because to me, I had to learn the hard way. If you want to get into the industry, it's not all about the music. You gotta know the business.
It really
you
is
gotta
like
know
that.
the industry, and you gotta know how to sell yourself. Right now, we got social media and whatnot, so it makes it probably a little bit easier to sell yourself.
Yeah, I mean, you can build your own platform, you know.
But then again, if you don't do it right, because I see a lot of people using social media coming out, but it seems like it's something missing. It's either a direction, whether they don't even know where they want to go, who they want to entertain, what type of crowd they want to.
It's very important to write all of that down and get that straight.
Right.
Because for me, that was also a long road to where I'm at now, you know? Like, my Instagram now is very engaging and all that stuff, but it took a long while to get to that point. It's a struggle, man. Like, only since I've been signed, really, it's been going really well, you know, because I got a team working behind me and all of that stuff. But it's like, if you're a solo trying to become like an influencer, or like, it's a real struggle. Like, you got to get out there. You got to know who's your audience, like who is gonna look at your videos, like, and there's like an in-depth, you know, research that you got to do into that. And on top of that, your content needs to be consistent and you know, all of that stuff. So it's kind of a job, you know. Because that's how much time you're putting into it. So
right now, what are your plans? You basically, because I wanted to ask you something else, but it slipped my mind. Because now I'm so like,
it's all good.
Up and down. We live in the building, and I'm here like, and I'm thinking about that joint I'm gonna smoke later.
Oh, shout out to that joint.
You know? But so right now, with all of this sudden success, I'm not say sudden, but you know, it kind of might feel like it for you.
Definitely.
What have you learned thus far?
What I learned
that has helped you become even a better artist in this moment?
A lot, man. A lot. I don't even know where to start. I mean, my manager, Will Luke, he's sitting over there. He's like my mentor. Like, because he's been in the scene for like 25 years. So, like, I mean, he's close with the, you know,
a veteran,
you know, the biggest ones. So like, and for me it was weird to like, because you know, he brings me to those people and I'm like a nobody. He's like, oh, this is my new artist, and I'm like here next to Samuel L. Jackson, like, you know, like, and all those people, you know, like,
what's up, motherfucker?
You know, hey,
trying to blend
like, it's the same with Snoop, like, hey, you know, like, you're trying to be cool, but still, you know, somewhere inside, you know, I'm still like, also, you know, I'm also a fan of them, you know, like, I love gin and juice, like, I blasted that shit. So like, you know, I don't know, what I've learned is definitely to stay more grounded and be myself, especially in LA. There are so many artists. There's so much competition, and everybody trying to do what everybody else also kind of does. And that's why I feel like, I just learned to stay more myself, even more, you know? If that makes sense.
Yes.
Like people will love you for you. You don't have to be like somebody else, you know?
There you go.
Yeah, you are your own artist, you are your own person, and you just gotta find a way to build that whole thing around it, you know?
Yeah, the authenticity. Because that shit must be scary over there in LA with all these...
Yo, it's very, it's sometimes it can be very... there's so much hate. There's so much hate, and like...
You see it all over Facebook.
Yeah.
See it all over Facebook every day.
But I mean, you have hate everywhere, but then it's so sad that artists, you know, are not really supportive to one another.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, it's competition, but then there's not just one cake or one piece of the cake. Like, there's like people, there's enough pieces of the cake that's or of the pie. How do you say that? Like, there's not just, you know, there's something for everyone, you know. And then if people see you get it, they you know, they throw hate at you instead of them being like, oh, okay, nice, I'm gonna get my own too, you know. But so
you had a story like that? Do you have a hate story?
Yeah, multiple. I mean, yeah, I remember one night when I went to like in Hollywood, there was like 3 girls performing.
You ain't gotta mention names, you know.
No, I'm not.
There
were like 3 girls performing, and then there was like and that was like the first time I was like really networking for a night out, and I was just supporting one of the girls, and then you know, there were like a lot of writers, producers, and then we were smoking outside when I still smoked, and I was just talking to this writer. He's like, "Yo, I love it. You know, let's do some work. You know, let's have a writing session." And then one of the girls that was performing, she was also blonde, blue eyes, and that was her writer. And so she was next to it, and then I didn't really got it at that moment. But then when I walked away and I came back, she was like yelling at him and screaming. They had like a huge fight. And then he later on was like, yeah, she doesn't want us to have like a writing session, like shit like that. Like, you know, like it doesn't matter. Like, why can't we be creative as well? You know, like it's stuff like that. You know,
ego,
little stuff like that.
It's a lot of ego.
And I don't even need a writer. I write all of my own shit. You know, like, so maybe it's also like envy. I don't know, but I got used to it also, you know, like, and that's why I say it's very important to stay grounded and not get lost in that shit.
So you write your own stuff, but you still willing to work with other writers, though?
Yes, I was willing to. I still never did it, but I'm very willing to do it. Yeah. Because
that's also a thing that I think a lot of artists don't understand first. At the beginning of their career, they think like, no, shit, I write my own, especially in rap, hip hop, shit, I write my own shit, I write my own. You know, like, and you gotta be authentic. But once you get in the industry as a pop artist, which I believe that's what you're aiming for, right?
Exactly.
It's a different game. You gotta be able to work with other writers that probably are going to get you an even hotter hit than the previous one.
And that's why, you know, now in my album, when I go back in January, I will be working with writers and stuff for the first time. So I'm very excited about that, you know. But of course, like you say, as a rapper, you're very, very proud of writing your own shit.
Yeah.
Very proud, and I am. You know,
it's part of that culture. You know,
and I might be, you know, be on the way of being a pop artist now, but I will always be a hip hop artist by heart. You know.
Yeah, but it don't matter if you still like keep that same attitude and that same passion. Whatever you do, it doesn't matter if you're gonna be still working with other writers. It don't mean like, for instance, you're gonna give them all of the power, all the creative. You're still gonna be there involved.
Exactly.
You're
still gonna be my own shit.
It's still going to be a collaboration.
Adding onto the, you know,
and that's what I think a lot of people don't understand at the beginning. You know?
Because I think it sounds way cooler than Spanish.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. It's kind of a little bit of African and whatnot in it.
Right, y'all have like everything.
But the fastest way for you to do so would probably be to live here.
I just got to move here, huh? That's it.
Yeah, you gotta marry an Aruban. I'm not gonna put myself up in here. I'll be in trouble. But I mean,
let's just say I have a past with Caribbean men, and my ex actually was from Bonaire, so I know a little bit of papiamento.
It's not that difficult to learn, though. I mean, it's I think every language, because we grow up using one part of our brain. Or the others use other part of our brain, and we don't clearly get taught on how to properly function with our brains, with the intellect and the creative side. So, you know, to learn a language, all it takes is just effort. You gotta study, you know. So, I mean, you learn how to rap real quick. It came from your nature. So, you know, anything you put your mind to it, you can achieve.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? But basically, from your point of view right now, I wanted to also ask you, like, being a woman in the industry, you know, you are a rapper and you coming out here with blue eyes and blonde hair and in a world that is, you know, but right now, I gotta say though, even though today in this age we live, everything is more open, but do you still get a little backlash just because?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, that's
color
one of
your
the things. Yeah. I mean, of course, I'm trying to. You know, hip hop is predominantly black industry. You know,
what
so like,
they say.
You know, so of course, coming up, I got a lot of backlash because, of course, I'm the blonde, blue-eyed girl. People didn't take me serious. You know, but I have my own things that I went through that made me the way I am, and like, you know, it's just. It's less now because, you know, obviously I'm paving the way and I'm doing it, but I definitely sometimes feel there's still some hate, and some, how do I say that? People underestimate me a lot, but I think that's also what keeps my fire burning and why I, you know, am so determined to get it, because like, of course, in the industry that I'm trying to get, I get backlash, but also from my family. I never had a family that believed in what I was doing. You know, like I always I had the feeling that I had to prove myself to everyone around me. You know, and I think that's, you know, a thing that really kept me going and kept me going so hard to achieve my things. You know.
Shit, but for the most part, your work is supposed to speak for
exactly.
You,
like
you know?
my craft should speak. You know, and
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But that's why I'm saying. From now, I'm actually grateful that people underestimated me, because that I had to work harder. But you know, that way I also, I guess, how you say that, perfected my craft more, and like you know, yeah.
Who would you be wanting to work with at this point?
At this point, I mean, Lil' Kim definitely.
Oh damn!
Yeah, she's my
damn.
queen.
She's still alive, so you
yeah,
gotta catch
I know.
the OGs. There's some still OGs out here that you know.
I mean, I hate that Michael Jackson is not with us anymore, because he was for me everything. You know, I love Brandy. Brandy's like,
yeah.
You know Brandy?
Yeah,
her voice, so beautiful. Of course, Beyonce. I think Beyonce is like the best female entertainer alive now.
The Queen Bee.
The Queen Bee. Well, you know, we all know Lil' Kim is the original.
Queen Bee.
You know.
That'd be nice.
Yes.
Hear that, manager? Drop a verse with Queen Bee. Beyonce on that list. You gotta get her.
You know, it's coming. It's coming. Yeah. No, there are too many artists that I want to work with, man. I mean, also some recent rappers. I love J. Cole. I would love to be on a song with J. Cole. Eminem also still. Jonah Lucas, he's really dope.
Guys like Jonah Lucas is the reason why I stopped rapping.
You stopped rapping?
I stopped rapping because I'm like, I'm gonna just let it.
Let him do it.
Let him and all these other guys coming up, and J. Cole was coming up back then. So I'm like, no, let these guys do it. What am I gonna do from Aruba? And nobody gonna pay attention to my ass.
You don't have to think like that, man. Like
now I know that.
Right.
Back then
you were like,
it was a different thing, so I had to let it go.
Right.
So you know, it's a long story. I don't want to see shit in the comments.
I mean, don't give up, man. Like,
no, I haven't. It's more like an expansion. Right now, in recent years, I discovered that I have a lot more talents that I didn't think I had. My writing abilities, screenwriting abilities.
Okay, that's dope.
Production, filming. Me and this guy here, we've been doing a lot of stuff. We got a little local show. We entertain people. We make people laugh with the shit that we do, and that to me brings me joy more than any financial payment, whatever.
I mean, but then maybe that is also your passion, your biggest passion, you know?
Yeah, it's around that. It's around production, just creating things.
Right.
Creating things and making things happen. And Aruba hasn't really been limiting on that because it's all in your mind. It's all, you know, we've been creating. We won film festivals. We got shit now. And we're about to work on the production now, which I believe is going to start putting us a little bit more out there. Like, I don't want to like speak too fast and then the shit goes to nothing.
I know that.
But, you know, we working on productions to try to get sketch shows to the next level here. So it's gonna be,
that's dope.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot. If it wasn't for COVID, we'd be having a different conversation right now. I probably have couple more golden chains on and stuff, and watch and
same shit.
I'm probably a little bit more fresh than I am today, but it don't matter. We still fresh. We still good.
It's all good.
But again, it's the mind. The mind is everything. And
the mind is the most powerful thing.
Yeah, it's all in the mind. And if you do not have your mind right, no matter where you are, what you do, it's gonna be hard for you.
Exactly.
And nobody had to taught me that. I had to taught myself that.
Same.
So it's especially in this industry, like you said, it's a lot of envy, yo. It's a lot of
envy.
And
people don't want to see you win.
The ego is everything. Yeah. Dangerous.
Yeah, people don't want to see you win, and it's. Yeah, the mind is the most powerful thing. Like you said, you had to teach yourself that. Me too. You know, like I've been depressed. I come from depression 2 times, and like I had to pull myself out of that mess. You know, like nobody pulled me out of that. I did that myself. Like that's, you know, it shows you that it's all you. You know, you have the power. The power is within you. You just have to find it. You know.
Exactly.
And it's hard. Like I spend, you know, like months waking up and having to tell myself, looking in the mirror, like I'm worth it. I'm good at what I do. You know. So like, shit like that. People don't see that, but that's the process into becoming the strong woman that I am now, you know. So like, yeah, I think it's all it's the mindset, and of course also the drive. Because I'm telling you, like, I had so many no's. Like, if I would have, you know, given up with all of these no's that people have been telling me, like, nah, it's not for you, or, you know, if I would have believed that, I would never be here, you know. So,
if you would be able to time travel and go back,
right?
I'd say 10 years. Would you do something different? Ooh,
it's hard, man, because I've
that was a moment of silence right there.
I've put myself into some fucked up situations, man, when I was younger. I was very naive and all of that stuff. So, I mean, I've been through a hell of a lot because of stupid mistakes that I made. And, like, but would I do it different now? I don't think so, because it made me who I am, you know? Like, I would never be as strong as I am now if I wouldn't have, you know, been through all of that. So, yes, I made some stupid mistakes, and it got me into a lot of trouble, and I still, you know, deal with a lot of stuff, but still, I don't regret it, I think, because now I'm here. So I think that was just the path that God put me on, and, you know, I'm just, yeah. So
you, Odillia, are we gonna see Odillia on the big screen too? Do you have any?
Definitely, man.
Any
world domination
plans?
Coming, man.
Oh damn, world domination!
You know,
I was talking about the movies.
Oh,
you out here talking about Hitler stuff.
I know.
World domination. Hold up now.
No Hitler
I was talking
stuff.
about movies. I was talking about movies.
Yo, I would love to. Yeah, I would love to.
You aspiring to make movies?
Yes. Like I'm a very visual person. So I write all my own music video concepts. So like I'm a very visual person. So I would love to also be a screenwriter and stuff like that.
That's good. That's good.
And eventually make my own movie. I would love to make a movie about my life one day. You know, been through some shit. I got some shit to talk about or to show. So I think.
What would you call it?
You have some good questions, man. I don't know yet.
I'm a journalist, yo.
Yeah, you know.
Shit.
You're good at what you do.
I got talents.
How I would call it? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Odillia, world domination.
No. Oh, that's a good one. I don't know yet. I gotta figure that one out.
Well, there you go. There's something for you to go figure out then.
You know. But I definitely have aspiration to also be, you know, an actress or something like that.
Dope. That's dope. Multi-talent.
Sky is the limit, man.
Yeah. Just put your tentacles everywhere.
Exactly.
Most of us don't realize, but we do have more than one purpose. It's not only one.
Exactly.
We do have more than one.
Exactly.
Things to do.
And it's very easy to let other people, you know, take you away from your goals.
Yeah.
You know, with me, that was my family. Like, I wanted to study in music school, and they were like, no, blah, 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 don't do it. And I always went for my vision. But it's really hard if you have people around you saying you can't do that, you know? So, yeah, stay grounded and just do what you want to do, man, no matter what people tell you.
So what would you advise any other young female at this point that wants to get out there and make rap music, or not just the rap music, but just to get out there and do something? Because it's like you said, all these different things that we gotta, you know, face, and especially yourself. You gotta face yourself first. If you don't face yourself and your own traumas, your own demons,
right?
So it's
a lot, man. I mean, it's a lot, and I want to say it's not for everyone. I really want to say that. Like, you gotta
tough. Figure out if it's rough, for you.
And like if you know, you gotta want it really bad.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not gonna work out. You know, like
That's true.
It's good. You're gonna be hurt. People are gonna fuck you up. You know, fuck up your business, trying to, you know, stop your bag. Like, man, so many things. But if this is what you want, if this is really what you want, stick with it. Don't let nobody tell you nothing. Don't let your mom, your dad, don't let nobody tell you nothing, and just go for it. And most of all, just work hard on it. Like, your skill needs to be perfected, so just work on it. Like, if you have like a job, when you come home, you work on it. You have 2 jobs now, you know? Like, if you want to make it, that's what it takes. Or you know, quit your job completely and find different ways to make money, but so you can have more time to focus on your music, because that's what it takes. You gotta jump and take risks, you know? Like, I knew nobody in LA. I just took a plane there. You feel me? Like, I didn't know. And of course, I you know, I wanted to be signed to Interscope Records, so I was, you know, in front of the door day in, day out. Like it's
gotta be persistent. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, being able to handle the no's and like the rejections and all that. So yeah, that's probably my biggest tip for people. Yeah, that want to do the same.
Odillia, World Domination in Theaters 2025.
You cracked me up, man.
Hey,
I gotta find it.
Thanks for coming, yo. Our
you,
time is up. I gotta go probably hit the gym or hit the joint. I gotta choose in a minute.
Oh, word.
Thank you for coming. I really hope, wish you the best, and you're welcome anytime.
Okay.
Anytime, y'all welcome to. Y'all got another single. Y'all can bring Snoop up in here. Tell him he can bring weed. Manager. No. So, yo, appreciate you. Appreciate you for your time. And
appreciate you. Thank you so much for having me.
Peace out, y'all.
Thank you.
Until next time.
Oh yeah, handles. If you want to follow me at Odillia. So at ODILLIAHH, at ODILLIAHH. You'll be able to follow everything.
Boom. Y'all heard it. Peace, peace.
Ciao.
Estamos ready.
All right.